Hello, my name is Ehsanullah, and this is our group assessment. So the assessment is lead contamination in toys and drinking water. Let's let's get into the abstract of this assessment. Okay, in this abstract, we outline the overarching goals of our study. We aim to delve into the complexities of lead contamination, evaluate regulatory effectiveness, and propose actionable solutions. By doing so, we aspire to contribute to the preservation of consumer welfare and the enhancement of regulatory practices. If we look into the background, so as we embark on our journey, it's crucial to understand the backdrop against which lead contamination occurs. We will explore the evolution of regulatory frameworks and the challenges posed by globalization. Furthermore, we will underscore the significance of addressing lead contamination holistically, considering both the health and economic implications. Now, what is the problem statement? Our problem statement encapsulates the crux of the issue. Despite regulatory efforts, lead contamination remains pervasive. We will explore its extensive impact on public health, legal implication, and economic consequences. Urgent action is needed to mitigate these risks and restore confidence in product safety. Now, my last slide is objectives. So, our objectives serve as guideposts for our study. We will analyze the multi-phase challenges posed by lead contamination, assess the effectiveness of current regulatory measures, and offer actionable insights for improvement. Through this process, we aim to drive positive change and enhance consumer safety. Now I will tell my next colleague to present from the other slide, where that is the case description. Thank you.
Hi, hi, my name is Fahad Abbas and my student ID is 201728773. And today I present topic case description. In this segment, we will into specific incident to illustrate the gravity of lead contamination from Troy. Recall the Flint water crisis. We will examine the far-reaching implication of these events on public health and regulatory frameworks. These case studies provide invaluable insight into the systematic issues and lead contamination crisis. Please, next slide. Challenges and issue. We will know into the menu multifaceted challenges and issues surrounding lead contamination from regulatory variability to supply chain complexity. Each aspect presents unique hurdles. Moreover, we explored the critical importance of public awareness and proactive response mechanism in lead contamination risk. Please, next slide. Uh, Analysis methodology. Our analysis methodology form the backbone of our study through a blended approach incorporating PESTLE analysis and root case analysis. We aim to gain comprehensive insight into lead contamination crisis. PESTLE analysis will help us dissect macro environmental factors, while RCA will enable us to pinpoint specific operational areas. Please next present my other group member and thank you.
Thank you, Fahad.
I thank you for giving me chance to present the Business Internationals. I am Mirza Mansub and my student ID is 20172956. After discussion of Ahsanullah and Fahad Abbas, I came to present the findings. The regulatory discrepancies, significant disparities in regulatory standards and enforcement practices, elaborate compliance challenges, and fostering an environment ripe for regulatory arbitrage. If we talk about economic pressure, like economic pressure on different companies when they try to invest in the other areas, like when they try to cross their borders and try to invest in the different areas, they have to face a lot of economic pressures. So if we see the cost cutting imperatives like impelled some businesses to prioritize their economic considerations over significant quality control, they need a lot of measurements to overcome the economic pressures. In the end, in the findings, we have a supply chain complexity. That is a very big hurdle. To meet the business requirements, the supply chain is the main thing. If they can't provide their supplies on the intended places, their business have to be their business becomes very risky. Please, next slide. Discussions. After the discussions are a very major important part for every company to invest in the other country to do a business international. If you see the interpretation of findings, the findings underscore the system nature of lead containment crisis, like including the interplay of regulatory, economy, and operational factors for their most recent challenges. If we link to the theory or literature, the theoretical frameworks such as system theory in an environmental sciences or in an environmental management provide a valuable insights into the complex independencies like a preparating lead containment crisis. Implications. In discussion, the implication extend beyond immediately remedial actions. Please, next slide. Next slide, please.
Yep.
Theoretical framework. The framework for every business is different. Every business follows a different framework. If we see the system theory poses the environmental problem are oftentimes as a symptomatic of interconnected system failures and the regulatory captures. At the end, I will present the regulatory captures. The concept of regulatory capture underscores the influence guided by vested interest in shaping regulatory standards and enforcement mechanism, spotlighting the need for robust safeguards to mitigate undue influence. Thank you. I will request Surya to present the last part of the presentation.
Hello guys, I'm Surya. So I'll be discussing the recommendations, conclusion, and the future directions for our project. So it's mandatory that we strengthen our regulatory frameworks in harmonization to minimize compliance disparities and fortify oversight mechanisms. It's also necessary to check the supply chain for transparency and accountability throughout the supply chain, leveraging the technological innovations so that we can do it very transparently and also ensure that there is good quality control. And also public awareness is very important. So to heighten public awareness and stakeholder engagements, we'll take some initiatives so that we establish a culture of accountability and also empower consumers so that they can make informed purchase decisions. And also we could invest in technological solutions so that we develop more innovative methods for monitoring and mitigating lead contamination risk, bolstering the safety protocols and resilience, especially among children. Next slide, please. So the conclusion, so we have decided that 3 main points should be highlighted. One is the synopsis of key points, which underscores the imperative of proactive interventions to address the systemic challenges perpetuating lead contamination crisis. Next is the regulatory harmonization, so that it acts as a linchpin for curtailing compliance disparities and fortifying safety standards. And the third is the collaboration with the stakeholders, so that the collaborative effects can ensure that the collaboration between the stakeholders, regulatory bodies, and the civil society can be effective to safeguard the public health. Next slide, please. And the future directions. So we advise that the future research could focus on elucidating the efficacy of emerging technologies in mitigating lead contamination risks and fostering sustainable remediation efforts. And also the policy, we could introduce better policies so that we could prioritize the regulatory reforms aimed at bolstering safety standards, enhancing supply chain resilience, and fostering stakeholder engagement. And the industry imperatives, industry actors should also adopt a culture of accountability, and they should try investing in robust quality control measures and proactive risk mitigation strategies to safeguard consumer welfare.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you everyone for participating.
Is there
Thank
any
you.
question?
If there is any question, please let us know.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Not really, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Please stop.